No, we're practicing under the table. The seven.
Hey, my distinct pleasure. It is my distinct honor to welcome the man that really makes all of this happen. Without him, there would be nothing else. Not only my dear friend, but the president of the Footlighters Club. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. ERROL DANTE!
Thank you very much. Well, this is a very special day because we're honoring the memory of two beloved Footlighters who did so much. We'll do some anecdotes about Leo and Marion Goldner, and our guest of honor today, Mr. Paul Goldner. Yeah. And we're doing a show where we're featuring Leo and Marion show business friends, and I'm going to relinquish my usual duties as the MC to give it over to Leo and Marion's favorite comedian, favorite MC. They were so close. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know him, you all love him, Mr. Bruce Smirnoff.
Of course, Bruce is right here, and we are truly treasured to have him. But before we do that, my president, we have something special. This day is different than all other days. Why? Not only do we eat unleavened bread, strikes matzah, my friends, which goes right with the kitchen sink. But today is our president's birthday. And we have a cake, no kitchen sink. So would you all join us in singing happy birthday?
Don't you right now? Huh? Bigger and bigger every time I see him. And then he says, I've lost 20 pounds. Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. It is so nice to be live. I mean, I've been shut in also for 2 years. I hope I remember how to be funny when I'm here. But when I see you people and the love that you have for show business, I know it won't be a problem. Do we have another round of applause for these great musicians that we're behind? The love that's in this room. Usually you want someone to warm up the room. I don't need, the room's already warmed up. You're on the phone, you're already making a call. I sing, it doesn't matter. I get the same treatment where I live. You know, I left this area. I was living in Aventura with all the big knockers in the room. I loved it there. But all the South Americans who come in with the horns, with the beeping, because I sleep till like 1. I'm a show business in the morning, and the beeping, and it drove me nuts, so I needed quiet. I pissed you off already? Sit down. Yes, you can have my cake too. You have both pieces plus the one that does you want. And I couldn't take the noise, so I knew up north, the 55 and over communities, I qualified for it, I went up, and I've been in Delray Beach now 6 years. It's very, and I live in a place called Emerald Point. It's small, it's near you, it's small, it's nice. It's quiet, that's the most important thing. Very quiet. Once in a while, you hear a thud. You dial 911. They take the body away, and then it's quiet again, because I can't take the noise. I went there to have it quiet. Let me tell you, emergency vehicles circle my property like an ice cream truck at a playground. It doesn't stop, they just keep the engine running. Boom, boom, boom. Hey Ernie, how are you, my friend? I think you may be the oldest person in the room. You're our World War II vet. How are you? Nice to see you. You and Woody. Woody was going to be here today. Woody's recuperating. Woody's doing okay, but he just didn't have the strength. But so you're our representative and our Korean representative, Korean War in the back over there. Yeah. And the trouble breaks out for both of you. That's it. We're in good shape.
Good shape.
See, you're a solid citizen. To be in this business, thank you. And that's what was missing. to be in this business, you gotta be a little crazy. And I know, I mean, I look like a normal person, but well, you understand, Marie. You look like you've been in and out of mental institutions your whole life. I've known you since I lived here. But I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's a lot of people uptight. You don't want to admit to your faults. No problem. I saw a top psychiatrist. I went in 2007, so 2007, I went for 3 years, and I ended it because I had an amazing breakthrough. My insurance stopped paying for it. You get really well when the Momo runs out. That's what I learned. That was the most important thing. The other thing I had obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm sure maybe some of you may have that, but my thing is I'm a checker. You ever heard of that? Howie Mandel has that problem. Like my thing was, I always think I left the oven on. That's like my stupid thing. I always have to go back and check, make sure it's so stupid, and yet it's one of these things I can go back 2-3 times. And I told this to the psychiatrist, and he put me on a new medication, and I felt great, and everything was great. Then my apartment burned down. That's why I had to move. That's the truth, why I had to go up to Delray Beach. And my name is Bruce Smirnoff. Some of you ladies, you don't know who I am, so you're meeting me for the very first time, and it's not my real name. As you know, in show business, and as you progress, you may want to change your last name. So I picked Smirnoff. It's catchy, everybody knows. My real name is Bruce Absolute. That's the elephant in the room. You kind of have to, because people are always thinking that in the back. Well, I get the joke. So, hey, Mr. Vodka. Got any proof? I hate them. Everybody makes those jokes except for my best friend Harry Heineken. He loves me. I told my last name to a woman a few months ago. She goes, "Oh, the liquor." I said, "Well, I like to kiss too." Was that too dirty for you? Now my friend David is here. When I was on the ships, where one of the finest cruise directors on the 7 seas, you're with Viking now. And I would never work with you on Viking, but I worked with you on Oceania region. Got to keep things clean because of all the problems. I was on, not your, what was I on? I think it must have been Region. It was all born-again Christians, this one particular cruise. You have to be so clear. I was the only Jewish person on the ship. After 2 days, my foreskin grew back. How old are you today? 94? No, you look 17. You look at that hair. That hair. Oh, forget about it. That hair.
I may be old, but my hair is young.
You're like in your 70s, yes. And you can full head. See that, and I'm sorry to be so vain, because we really should be worried about our health. And here I am talking about superficial nonsense. But in this business, that's what it's all about. And I knew that in 1975. That's when I started, and I saved up $1,500 back. That's a lot of money in 1970. I went to Kriegsman's studio in Manhattan to get my first 8x10 professional headshot made. Because in this business, it's what, it says everything. It's your calling card. I said, make me look like the star I shall one day be. Here I am, 1975. I want my money back. That's why I can obsess over your hair, Errol. You know, when you're vain like myself and you have this situation with the hair loss, it's just, it drives me bad. Even through the pandemic, they still with the advertising, all these commercials for cure this, cure. First of all, I'm up late at night. You're sleeping about 2 in the morning is when all the desperados like myself were up, and they got, well, first they got those pills that extend the length of your penis by 2 inches. You're giggling, but listen, I sent away for those pills, and they worked. I now have a 3-inch penis. See how quiet it gets? All the women are like, oh, no, I want it. No, I'm going to get it before you. Then they have the jojoba shampoo. You ever heard of this? It's what they call it Rogaine. And it's a derivative of actually a medical, we have medical people in the room, of minoxidil, which is a prescription medication It's given to people with very bad heart problems, and they found out a side effect was that it grew hair. Isn't that wild? My uncle Jerry was taking it for his heart. Last August, he woke up one morning, full head of hair, and he got so excited he died of a heart attack. But he looked good. He looked good. An open casket, everything was good. You probably are the youngest person. Well, I'm not going to get, you haven't come up here yet. We've got Oliver. Yeah, Oliver, I was telling you about all the greats in show business that you're going to see here. You're from where?
New York.
You were born in New York? Okay. I'm from Connecticut. Anyone else from Connecticut? My father, oh yeah, so you're from Hartford. We were from Fairfield. My father would be older than you. My father would be like 114 if you were still alive. My father had me late in life. My father was around during the Great Depression, and he had a grocery store in our town in Connecticut. My dad used to extend credit to people who couldn't afford to buy their groceries, and then after the war, they were very loyal, faithful customers. And I only say this is because my father passed when I was a little boy, and the little time that I had with him, he used to talk to me not like father to son, he talked to me like a business partner. So consequently, I never understood a thing my father ever said to me. He'd come up and go, let me tell you something, kid. During the Great Depression, unemployment reached levels of 28.6%. People who were selling millions of dollars worth of stock were reduced to selling apples on street corners. I had no idea what he was talking. He said people were so hungry. In the United States during the 1930s, they were boiling their shoes and eating them. Here's a picture of my family during the Great Depression. These people ate the people who boiled their shoes. This is my grandmother in the middle, and she's in the flowered dress, and she's flanked by her two sisters. And this is 1934, this photo, was they were on their way to a aerobicized class. Okay, this is my Aunt Ruth over here. Right? She was over 300 pounds, and her husband was bigger than her. He was so fat his picture used to fall off the wall. This is my Aunt Lizzie, and I say this because Sandy, you appear to me as a woman's, now kind of a woman liberation, all that stuff, and I respect that. And you would really enjoy my Aunt Lizzie, because my Aunt Lizzie in 1940 was appointed assistant warden at Danbury State Penitentiary. They had the only electric chair with a plastic slip cover. And I'm blanking. I haven't done my acting song. First of all, you've been great. I can't remember what to do next, but I'll figure out as I bring people on. Let's get this show started. And let's bring on, well, these are all friends of mine. Everyone you see here tonight I've known. And this young lady who's going to grace the stage for us now. I've got the microphone. Let me get it all set for you. Maybe you've seen her in one of her club gigs, or maybe you saw her on a ship, or maybe you saw her in Atlantic City or Las Vegas, but we get to see her right now. Put your hands together. Let's welcome Ann Pinella. Come on up, Ann.
Wasn't he wonderful? Oh, my goodness. He always is. You know, I'm very honored to be here today to celebrate the life of two of my favorite people in the entire world, Leo and Marion Goldner. A 1 in a 1 billion couple who contributed so much to humanity, to the arts, to show people, and to their numerous charities and foundations throughout the entire world. So, there is no one more deserving to receive this Humanitarian Award than our dear, dear, dear Marion and Leo Goldner. I was so blessed to be a friend of both of them and privileged to have written quite a few songs with Marion. And tonight I would like to sing one of them. And as a matter of fact, we wrote it for Footlighter events. So, Marion, this one's for you. So much. You know, she was, both Leo and Marion were so supportive to show people. They used to come to all our shows and bring people with them, as a matter of fact. And for my show, I do a song written by Peter Allen and Carol Bay, Sager. And she would always ask me to do that song. And I love both of them. And today, is it today or tonight? I don't know, it's spotlight in my eye, I think it's today I would like to do that song, but I'd like to dedicate it to their daughter, who has become my very, very close friend, Janet Goldner. Baby cried the day the circus came to town. She didn't like parades passing by her, so she painted on the smile, took up with this clown. They danced without a net upon the wire. I know a lot about her, 'cause you see, is an awful lot like me. We don't cry out loud, we keep it inside and learn how to hide our feelings. Lie high and proud, and if you should fall, remember, almost had it all. They saw the day they pulled the big top down. They left behind her dreams among the river. This different kind of love she thought she found was nothing more than sawdust in this glitter. The baby can't be broken, 'cause you see, she had the finest teacher, that was me. Mark and this great band, by the way. Love these guys, they know it. Okay, before I go, I got a very, very, very special surprise for you. All of you know when this pandemic hit, all our shows got canceled. Right, girls?
Yeah.
And boys?
Yeah.
And Ruth? Yeah. So, anyway, I was offered a professorship at Florida International University. And yes, and I am very, very proud of it, and I work with some really, really gifted students. I teach musical theater workshop and musical theater history. And you know, all of them are gifted, I have to say. But you know how it is, there's always one that stands out in the crowd. And that one incredible singer is here tonight to entertain for you. She just got her master's in vocal performance from Florida International University. I'm telling you, you're going to be wowed. Please give a great big Footlighters welcome to the amazing Miss Oriana Gutierrez Lopez.
Thank you so much, Anne. Well, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I love singing, but I'm terrible at speaking and doing this public speech thing. So I'll probably just get into it. So my first song is I Could Have Danced All Night. And I want to take a big thank you to the band who stepped in last minute when I was having technical difficulties with my CD tracks. And I hope you enjoy. I couldn't go to bed, my head's too light, right to set it down. Sleep, sleep, I couldn't sleep tonight, not for all the jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have paid more and more. I could have spread my wings on 1,000 things I should never done before. Never known what being so exciting. All at once, my heart don't lie. I only know I need to get to dance with me. I could have danced all night, I could have danced all night, and still have paid more and more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I never done before. Never known to be so exciting. Why all at once my heart don't lie. I only know I need to get to dance with me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this next song is, probably don't even know. It's called Think of Me from the Phantom of the Opera. So, so I will be performing this next one. Thank you. Think of me upon
yeah?
Not quite like this, no.
Was this like, so this was like the first time with very critical. These are
Yes.
like, these people have seen everything. And did you hear? They've seen everything, they've loved everything, and they've hated everything because they know what's good and bad. This is great. Hopefully, we get much, much more of you. A+, Oliver. I don't know if you have anything with the grading that you get to. You don't even have to go back to school. Just start in show business.
She came with a CD and it didn't work in their box there, and Mark had a pitch in here, and these guys, they did such an incredible job, and so did she, because she was used to her track. So we singers know what that's about. I thought you were great. You got A+++++. Thank you.
Right, no more homework now for you. That's it. You get like Fritos, just go home, sit down, and kick up. That's it, it's done. You're a hit. Because no one's working. That's it, now you're part of the world. But when it comes back, it's big world. Maybe we get her on the ships, you know, whatever. You got a husband?
Yeah, I do.
Just tell him, nice knowing you. A big star on the ship with everybody.
Unless he's part of the act.
Always part of the act.
Unless he's part of the act.
Unless he's part of it. Okay, figure out something. Can he dance? Fling?
He can play piano.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it works.
Speaking of which, there's a guy I know who plays piano. He plays all these other instruments. He's a sound guy. He's a Disney collector. And he's our next act. I don't know how do you follow this? I mean, you do everything.
I'm doing the same songs.
No, you're not going to do this. Aren't you doing something now? So let's welcome Mark, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know when he's I heard it's very creative.
Thank you, everyone. Like it. I must tell you before I talk about us, that's the first time I had a chance to hear this lovely young lady. She came in just before you all came in and demanded roles. And I would like, please, another wonderful round of applause for this talented young lady. Now, I'm here because Leo and Marion are what I consider my epitome of learning a master class in true love and family. And I say this with all the respect that I have for these lovely, lovely people. I don't want to lie to you, so I'll ask, how long were they married?
76 years.
76 years. They were childhood sweethearts. I want to take a lesson from you. Because people ask me, many people have asked me, first of all, to stop playing. Many people. Most of the band. They said, how did you meet your lovely wife, Melania? And I want to tell you, for those of you that do not know, I am married to the very, very lovely, the very, very talented, the very, very incredible, best part of my life, the lovely Miss Roddy Alexander. Now, you're all here, and let me ask, at one time in your life, perhaps now, perhaps at an earlier time, applaud if you were ever married. Applaud if you were ever married. At one time in your life, applaud if you were ever happily married. Well, you didn't see she gave him a session. You better applaud. No, I know. I am married. But, guys and girls, you know that before you were married, you were what? Single. You were single. I was single. Before I married the lovely Roddy, I was single. And here's what I did. I was happy. I was carefree. I had money. I went wherever I wanted to go. I came in whenever I wanted to come in. I stayed out whenever I wanted to stay out. And I called all the shots. And my dear brother Bob, my brother Bob is here. He said, Mark, that's no way to live. So I started dating. I started looking for the woman. And I brought home a woman. And you know, the first thing you do if you're Jewish, you bring the girl home to meet who? Right, the mother and the father. So I did. I brought a girl home. I said, Mom and Dad, this is Sylvia. That's very nice. Had dinner. Lovely lady. Well mannered. On the way out, you look for that one of these. I turned around, I said to my parents, I said, how did you like her? And my mother, my sweet dear mother, said, I don't like her. I said, what is it? What is it? She's too skinny. 2 weeks later, I met another girl. I said, okay. Brought her home. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get ahead of me. I brought her home to my parents. I said, this is Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie. On the way out, how did you like Bonnie? My mother, I don't like her. Why? She's too fat. Exactly. No matter who I brought home, she's too tall, she's too short, I don't like her hair, I don't like her. I could not please my mother. I finally got smart. I knew what I should do. I found a girl that looked exactly like my mother. The same height, the same hair, the same eyes, the same stature, the same form, the same size dress. I brought her home, my father hated her. But that's of course the ball game is on. All right. Oh, I know. You want to move it? Get the rolls, get the salad, move, come. Then I met Roddy. I know. And we started dating. Guys, let me ask you guys, when you started dating, did your girlfriend or your future wife ever play tricks on you?
Yes.
Roddy would play tricks on me. We just started dating. I would call her up, and she'd say, come on over, nobody's home. I ran over, nobody was home. I called her up one day. She answered the phone. She says, hello, Bob? My name is Mark. I said, yes. She says, come on over tonight, because my parents are going out for a double feature movie. We'll have the whole house to ourselves. Oh. I know. Well, we just started dating, so whoa. So where's the first place I went? Yes, the pharmacy, the drugstore. To buy a comb. No, we're all adults here. This is G-rated, so what's the proper word for what I had to buy? How do I say it? What is it? Prophylactic. Can I say that? Is that okay? Because I don't want to get, because on the ship, you can't say it. All right, I went to buy... Right, thank you. So I'm ready to go. I run up to the pharmacist. The pharmacist comes out and says, yes, young man, how may I help you? I said, sir, I've got a date tonight and I would like to buy some... Thank you. He says, young man, that's showing good respect. I like that. How many would you like? Double feature. I'll take 3. That's right. Just like today. He said, here you are, young man, enjoy the evening. Thank you for showing good respect. I couldn't wait for 7 o'clock. I ran down the street to Roddy's house. I ran up, I banged on the door. I didn't even use my hands. No. I used my foot because I was holding candy and flowers. Roddy opens the door. She says, "Go, good, come on in, meet my parents. They're just going out for a move. Right, we'll have the whole house to ourselves." Yeah. How do you do, Mr. and Mrs. Mark Freeman? Very nice to meet you, son. Yes. By the way, Mark, my wife and I are going out for a double feature movie. I said, "Yes, sir, I know." He said, "Would you like to join us?" I said, "Oh, yes, I would." Now, guys, has your wife ever given you that look that you did something so terribly wrong you would never be forgiven? Roddy gave me that look. We piled into the back of her parents' car and off we went to the movies. She gave me a she's very strong. She looks like she's very strong. She hit me so hard, she said, "Why? didn't you tell me you wanted to go to a movie time? I said, why didn't you tell me your father owns a pharmacy? My friends, enjoy the rest of the show. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be with the Goldners. I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll be back in a little bit with the better half. I can assure you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Friedman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mark. Well, let's continue this afternoon affair. Where else in America does this go on? People are home hiding under their beds, not here, they're out. And I can see sparkles in the back of the room. What does that mean? I see red sparkles. That means our dear friend, one of the... when I came down here, you were primo. You know, opening for you was like a great thing, and now working with you is still a great thing. Ladies and gentlemen, the great voice, Josie O'Donnell. Come on up, Josie. Look at that outfit. Josie O'Donnell. Our special package from Ireland. Hey, sweetie.
Thank you, cheeky thing. Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is afternoon still, isn't it? But I've been here for ages, yes. Now, I retired 10 years ago. And when our friend here called me to do something, I said, oh my God, I don't even know how to sing anymore. I haven't done anything. He said, but it's for the Goldners. And so I met the Goldners in a Footlighters luncheon. The gentleman sat here and his wife sat there, and we started to talk, and he told me that he used to be in show business. He was a magician. Can you imagine Leo Goldner with a magician? And I do, for children that are underprivileged, I do a clown, and I do little tricks, and I told him I'd do little tricks. And so he kept sending me little tricks all the time, easy ones that I could do. And I finally got to know the family, and he said to me, can we meet some comedians? And of course, my friend Bruce there, they became the closest of friends. They just loved show business people. And so that's why I'm here today. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to sing something, but I found out I've got a post-nasal drip, and it sits right there, doesn't it? Even you noticed it. And so I couldn't wait to show you, though. I'm in the same dress. It still fits me. Yes. Well, it's nice on the top, but I wouldn't like you to see underneath what's going on. Anyway, I know that what's his name? Who's the MC? I forgot. Bruce Smirnoff. Excuse me, Bruce, you know I love you, I do, but my memory is fading very fast. In fact, in a few minutes, I won't know what the hell I'm doing here in the first place. I'm 89 years old. Thank you. You see, I'm so old, I can tell you the truth now. You know, and I don't think there's any cute young guys in here that would like to hit on me or anything like that. So, anyway, I'm going to sing a song. I worked for a gentleman. When I first came to America, I got in touch with an agent, and she sent me out an audition. And I went to audition for a man called E.Y. Harburg, known to us in the business as Yip Harburg. And I got the job. And for the last 10 years of his life, this incredible man that I just loved and adored, he and his wife became very close friends of mine. And today, I wanted to sing one of the songs that I got to sing in his show. When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the rainbows tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When purple skies darken up the highway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that I dare to dream really do come true. Someday heaven will show on a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Like lemon drops behind the little tin pots, that's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If any little bird beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? I said to another one, I don't know what, I didn't even rehearse anything. This wonderful man, I know this man for so many years, and I do this all the time, especially when his wife's looking, you know. He's a sweet, you know, when I first met them, it was Rodney was my favorite girl, and he was my favorite boy. That's how long I know them. And you old cocker, I know you so well too. Yes, wonderful pianist, yes. Thank you. What can I do? What can I do, sweetie pie?
You can do the Jethro Tull medley, or...
Can't give away good
Oh, okay, I don't know that. Guacamora? Oh, that's another Yip Harburg song, ladies and gentlemen. And he wrote not only Over the Rainbow, but Brother Can You Spare a Dime was the first song that he had published. And I was his last singer for 10 years, and I've learned so much from him. What can we do with him? B flat or what? I don't know, I'm hoping. I haven't sung a bloody thing in 10 years.
That's okay, I don't know the song.
You know, when I first came to America, I really thought, when I first came, and I heard everyone speaking with an American accent, I thought, well, that'll be easy because I was living in Germany at the time. But I come from Ireland, I told you that, right? Yeah. I come from the county of Donegal. We call it the pride of all. And this is my real name, except I took out the Mary. It's Mary Josephine O'Donnell. That's what my real name is, and I shortened it to Josie. I auditioned for a guy, I think you might know him. His name was, I can't even remember. What was his name? Only that you're too young to have known him. Does anybody in this room remember Ted Lewis?
Yeah.
Is everybody happy? That was my first job. Yes. Yeah. That shows you I'm telling you the truth. I am 89 years old. Anyway. I don't know what the key I'm going to do. What Oh, things in Blockamore, it's all right, I cannot harbor. That's what it is. That's it. I hear a bird, a Blockamore bird. It well may be he's bringing me a cheering word. I feel a breeze, a river Shannon breeze. It well may be he followed me across the seas. Then tell me, please, how are things in Blockamore? Is that little brook still even there? Does it still run down through Donny Cove, through Killybegs, Kilkerry, and Kildare? How are things in Blockamore? I think I've forgotten the lyrics, because it's been a long, long time since I sang it now. So I asked each weeping willow and each brook along the way, and each rock that comes up with to relay. Oh, how are things in Blockamore this fine day? It's a two Irish ladies meeting in the street, and one was out walking her dog, and she saw her friend Mary walking down the street. She said, "Well, Mary, good morning, the top of the morning to you." The other one said, "Well, good day to yourself." That's it. Now, she said, "You look so wonderful. Have you been on a holiday? Because you look so nice." And she said, "No." And she said, "Well, I see that you've lost some weight or something." She said, "No, I've gained some weight." Oh, she said, "Yes, right up here. I can see. Yeah, you didn't used to have any, did you? What happened?" She said, "Well, in the beauty salon one time, I saw this piece of paper that was advertising this very magical mirror. And it guaranteed if I bought that magical mirror, and it could, do what I'm saying, that you have to do. You have to take a shower, and then you have to stand in front of that mirror, and you have to say, 'Mirror, mirror on the door,' and then you tell what you want." So she said she went and she had, she didn't want to have an operation, but she wanted to have, something up here. And so she said, "Well, you have to go to the mirror and say, 'Mirror, mirror on the door, let my, you know, make my bust a 54. And she said, she said, well, I did that. She said, yes, I did that too. And she said, I dyed it. And, you know, my husband liked it so much, he wanted to do hits. So he said, mirror, mirror on the door, let my touch the floor. You were him, I know you had that. Mirror, mirror on the door, let my tallywhacker touch the floor. And his legs got shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Thank you.
Josie O'Donnell. How'd that feel, Josie? 2 years, you haven't worked in a couple of years, and it just isn't amazing? 10 years, these people just bring the magic, and they say there is no magic. There's a great audience. How about a round of applause for yourself? You don't know how thankful we are to feel that energy, that magic. Right, Marion? You know. Well, you keep coming back. I mean, now you're coming back again. The birthday boy is going to come up and do a great number for us, yes?
Yes.
Yes, ERROL DANTE, the birthday boy. We're getting dramatic, I see.
There will be many other nights. One, two, three, four. There will be many other nights like this. I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss. They won't thrill me like yours used to do. Oh, one in 3 million dreams, how can they be true if there will never ever be another you? There will be other lips that I may kiss. They won't thrill me like yours used to do. Oh, I may dream 1 million dreams, how can they come true if there will never ever be? There will never ever be. There will never ever be. And all well, this is a great joy to be here tonight. You know, all of us performers spend many years of our life traveling, whether it's cruise shipping or singing around the world. We've all been around the world many times. I know we have a cruise director in our audience, and I remember the story. I once sang on a singles cruise, and there was a lovely lady at the bar. Gentleman walks up, excuse me, I'd like to buy you a drink. She says, you don't have to buy me a drink, but you can come to my room. They go to the room and they make love, and after they make love, she says, you know, when a man makes love to me, I can always tell what he does for a living. She says, what do I do? She says, you're a doctor. This Heidi knows the way you wash your hands. I can also tell you a specialty. What is? She says, you're an anesthesiologist. He says, how do you know? She says, I didn't feel a thing. So you see, you know, when I was talking about all of us entertainers spending so much of our life traveling, we meet people all over the world. But Leo and Marion was so unique to make an impact on all of our lives. And Leo and I got to be so close because he was chairman of the board then and I was president of the club. And I always told him that 75 years ago during the height of World War II, he was serving under 5-star General of the Army George Marshall and 5-star General of the Army Douglas MacArthur, and 75 years later, he was serving under me. But he told me a true story. And it's an amazing life. You couldn't discuss his life in a few minutes, but he liberated the Philippines along with General Douglas MacArthur. and he was given orders to go and find, there were 200 Germans that were hiding out, and the Japanese were letting them survive. And Leo took a squad, he was a first lieutenant then, and he was going to eliminate these 200 Germans. And he walked into and all of a sudden, the Japanese left these people alone because he thought they were speaking German, and Leo did not hear German, he heard Yiddish. So Leo and his squad saved 200 Jews. But he told me one of those Jews was Bernie Madoff. You know, I just want to acknowledge two more of Leo and Marion's show business friends, a marvelous singer and actress, president of the Leading Ladies, Veronica Fuchs, and the maestro, Peter Fuchs. He was Leo, even though they developed Parker Steel, the Fortune 500 company, North America's #1 distributor of metric steel, he was always a show business type guy. And he told me that he started to book shows, and he booked a friend of mine. I don't know if you all remember Tony Martin. And he was mentor, I was protege. Leo had booked him in the Philippines while he was still in the Army. And he always encouraged me to try to write all these stories. And here's a true story, a show business story. During the 50s, the Friars Club of California were honoring Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Now, you could not have been bigger than Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. There was this 50 days, it was amazing. If you look at the pictures, Clark Gable, Gary Cooper, it was just amazing. There was a comic, if you remember, by the name of Park Your Carcass. His real name was Harry Einstein. His son is Albert Brooks. He named his son actually Albert Einstein. So anyway, when you're on a dais, as a lot of you know, if you're a comedian, you go to the podium, you tell your jokes. If you're a singer, you step away from the dais, you go in front of the dais, the lights dim and the spotlight is on your attention. Parky Carcass gets up. You could not have been a bigger head. He sits down, keels over, and drops dead. Milton Berle's the MC, knows that he has to do something, so he has to call on a singer. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, one of America's great singing stars, Tony Martin. And Tony steps away from the dais, and as they're carrying this dead comic out, this is the song that Tony Martin sang, B-flat 7. There's no tomorrow when love is new. Now is forever when love is true. You're a lifer. You just know. All you performers, because the audiences are so tough. Not that you're a tough guy, but through the development of their acts, you made them tough. Now you're great. Thank you all. Now we're going to have some more entertainment. I guess this is our closing act of the evening.
You know them. I think one of them is you, but not for you though. We really want the other half, who is the great, the talented, the beautiful, the healthy.
Yes.
Roddy Alexander. Who brings chocolate cake? The healthy Roddy Alexander.
Hi, everybody.
Before we start, I just want to acknowledge the amazing and wonderful Leo and Marion Goldner, who were our dear friends, and I miss them every day. Janet and Paul and Sandy, I don't know where Sandy went. But I thank you for allowing them to include everybody all the time. It was just, they were the most special people, really, and so happy to have been there for their 75th wedding anniversary celebration. I can say I've done that once in my life. I've been to a 75th wedding anniversary. So anyway, we're so happy to be here in honor of them, and it seems like everybody's coming out of retirement just for them, because I retired like 2 years ago. So here we go.
I will tell you that what Roddy is saying is true. We haven't done what we're going to do for you in over 2.5 years, almost
Yes.
3 years.
Yeah.
And we're doing it, here's what it is. It's a medley of hard acid rock songs because, as you know, Marion Goldner loved Hendrix. Oh, she was really into the tie-dye and all of that. So we're going to pay tribute. We're going to do a bunch of songs. And it should last until the second football game's halftime. So we're going to try and move it along because I want to see the game myself because I have the house bet on it. And I thank you for coming down here to see this wonderful tribute to Leo and Marion.
Yes, thanks for always supporting Footlighters as well. We really appreciate it. And there are people out there that need our help, and we're able to do that with your support.
So here's just a bunch of songs. We usually do it to a video, so if you could start the video, perfect. And the lighting is absolutely. So just see if you're ready, sweetie, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
My friends, if you're ready. Lynn, if you're ready, turn the reverb on. And let's get it.
Oh gosh, yes.
Hello, Janet.
Kiss the hand, quite continental, but down and down. Best friend, oh yes. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rent, so I will hold it flat. But if you act automatic, then your cold is gonna grow old, and we all lose our charm in the end. Square cut or pear shaped, please rock, don't look pear shaped. Down and down from crew, it's great.
Her mama goes to street and walk. Come on, let me down all night long. All right. Well, it's all right. Well, it's all right. Hey, hey. Tell me what I say. Well, tell me what I say. Wow, what I say. Tell me what I say. Tell me what I say. Well, what I say. Here's another song.
I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get me on the road. I could go, walk out the door, went to my house, since you're not welcome anymore. Once you know what hair party is, you can think that's simple. You can think that lay down in night on night. I can't survive for a long time. How to love I know I'll feel like. I got on my neck today, I got on my nose today, and I'll survive. I will survive. I will survive.
I was working in the lab, it's white, when my eyes beheld and ears sight, and my pulse upon the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, into the bones of man, into was a great old man.
He did the mash.
You can call him a fly.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
Once you get back into the combine, you can raise up any longer. With the money to getting stronger. As he tried to do that constantly. Everybody down around now. Let your body feel the heat. Don't you worry if you can't dance. Let the music move your feet. It's the rhythm of the island, and the sugar cane so sweet. If you want to do the conga, you got to listen to the beat.
I lost some love before. I got ready, close the door. But you said, try just once more. I'll show you for the one. Now we're having so much fun. You treated me so good on the ship. I'm about to lose my mind. You make me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life.
Across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show me wherever you are, I believe that your heart does go
Everybody knows Marion loved Joe Cocker. This is her brother Alta. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Well now baby, I'm just gonna get started a little help. That's what I'm
Left a good job in the city, working for a man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute sleeping. Heard down the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, round every keeps on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Here we go!
keep on hurting. Bad words keep on burning. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river.
You don't feel safe and wanna shout. Put your hands on the shout. Put your hand out. Shout. Cut your hands to the shout. Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, shout. Now come on, shout. Now I wanna shout. Everybody come on, shout.
It's my party and I write I want to, write I want to, write I want to. You would like to make it happen to you. Nobody knows when my Johnny is gone, but you left the same time. Why was he holding around? He's supposed to be mine. It's my party and I write I want to, write I want to, write I want to. You would like to make it happen to you.
Oh my, I'm so around. Don't let them run, here I come slipping away. Girl, 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 you won't set me on fire. I just might turn and smoke, but I feel bad. Well, you know you're pure, you're high. I'm like a sweet soul. And then you light my world with the burning love. Well, I said a hunker, baby. Now, baby, I said a hunker, baby. One day, I said a hunker, baby. All day I know that. I do so. I can know that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dolly Parks.
I got nothing. Meditating so in the kitchen for myself a cup of ambition. Pure steps and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and a cup of coffee on the street, trying to talk to her. Both my meals a job, 9 to 5, working 9 to 5. But waiting here to leave, getting by. So take the time to give it. Use your mind and never give credit.
Alright, here we go. Get on up, they on the scene. Like a sex machine. I got the feeling, baby. Please, 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 please. Please, got the screen out. I hurt myself. Oh my God.
Can't take it anywhere.
They say we don't know what about until we grow. You so keep saying,
Well, I don't know. All that's true.
Over here.
But you got me, baby. I got you.
hey, I got you, babe. I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Everybody put your hands together. Just ain't no soul records all on the shelf. I'll never listen to the bottom fiddle. Today's music ain't got the same soul. How about that old time of rock and roll?
Baby, I got what you need. You know I got it. Oh, I need a little respect, just a little bit. Hold just a little bit, yeah, baby. Just a little respect, just a little bit. R-E-L-B-E-T-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-L-B-E-T-T, take care, easy. Just a little bit, yeah. Just a little when I come home. Just a little respect. Just a little. Ladies.
Well, she's all to have a party. She's the kind of rock the car and take the dinner. But she only knows a place. She got style and grace. She's a winner. She flies it over the car. Oh, she's a lady. I'm talking about my lady. And the lady is mine. All right, come on, baby.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, go, sister, hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, go, sister. I'm alive, coming home, New Orleans, struggling with stuff on the street. She said, hello, Mr. Joe, where you go? Oh, kitchy, kitchy, ya, da, da. Kitchy, kitchy, ya, yeah. Smoking chocolate, ya. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Here in old New York, if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. There's something to use. New York, New York.
It's gotta be strong, it's cause I really love you. I've been thinking love, thinking my heart is in love. Whatever. Big girls don't cry. Big girls don't cry.
Big girls, come.
Don't cry, they don't cry.
Big girls, come on, girl.
Don't cry, that's just an alibi.
You know my girl. What? What's up?
Say goodbye, my oh my.
You know my girl. What?
Didn't cry, I wonder why.
All right, let's go to Jersey.
Which exit? There's so many.
Secaucus. Oh, what a night. It was late December back in '63. What a very special time for me. What a lady, what a night. Tell me,
All right.
DJ.
All night. You know I did and you know my name. I never gonna be the same.
Maybe what I don't get ready to want you. And I call it hanging but too soon. Oh, what night do oh, what night do oh, what night oh, what night. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start making it better, 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 better,
There's no need to feel down, I'm telling you that. Going to down, I'm telling you that. Get yourself off the ground, there's no need to be. I'll be your man. There's a place you can go, I'll tell you that. When you're short on the door, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find that a way to have a good time. Everybody! It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for a man to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean, have a good meal, do whatever you feel. Have stuff on. Then I go YMCA. It's fun to stay at YMCA. Bring it home, honey. You take yourself clean, have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Leo and Marion, we love you. Thank you very much. Love you, Paul. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
This can charge a Tesla, the energy in this room. How do you do that? Okay, we are going to present something.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could just have your attention to accomplish all that Leo and Marion did during their lifetimes, helping so many people and so many causes, is a tremendous responsibility. And I want to say now that their son Paul has accepted that responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to present the first annual Leo and Marion Goldner Humanitarian of the Year Award to Paul Goldner. And Paul, that's amazing. Leo and I were so close that it raised the Leo and Marion Goldner Humanitarian of the Year Award to Paul Goldner, January 23rd, 2022. ERROL Dante, President Mark Friedman, Chairman of the Board. I'll hold on to this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Leo and Marion Goldner Humanitarian of the Year, Mr. Paul Goldner.
Thank you very much, Errol. Thank you very much. Thank you all, you wonderful people, for honoring my parents that way. And I want to thank my sister Janet and Marcia for all they've done. And I just, I don't know exactly what to say, but under an hour. Comes on next. Let's see. My mom always said, they were married for 76 years, that the secret to a 76-year marriage for her were separate bathrooms. And my dad always said, he was 96, that when you wake up in the morning at 96 years old and nothing hurts, it means you're dead. So I just want to thank everybody for this wonderful, wonderful tribute. Errol, Bruce, Josie O'Donnell, Marion, and Ello, Mark and Roddy that entertained. That was unbelievable. I coordinated that. Not just for one song, but like they're 50. Amazing. So thank you all very much. I apologize to the people that I missed.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all attending. And we will go on with events, and you were all on the mailing. And also, thank you for supporting the Footlighters Club and the Footlighters Foundation for Indigent Entertainers and Musicians. Every month, checks go out to those entertainers and musicians that have fallen on hard times. Love all of you, and thank you also for sharing my birthday with me.
One more time. I know this man since I'm a, what was I? Teenager. Yeah, he used to love my mother's pool in the backyard while my parents were sleeping. It was fabulous. And when I asked him, what do you remember from our childhood, he would say, I remember the pool. But anyway, one more time, let's have a happy birthday, Mark, for Errol.
Okay, Josie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
this magnificent job that Bruce Smirnoff did of emceeing today. It was great. And once again, the band, it's called the Entertainers, and we'll be back together soon. Take care now.